Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today we're going to talk about self-rising flours and how to make your own self-rising flour. Now, you say, well, why should I when I can just buy it in the store? Well, there's some questions I would ask. Number one, are they using bleached flour or unbleached flour? If they're using bleached flour, they use bleach to whiten it faster. And I don't think anybody likes to eat bleach, okay? They add salt to it. Okay, what kind of salt are they using? Are they using iodized salt to make sure you get iodine, or are they using plain salt that doesn't have any iodine in it, and then you're missing iodine in your diet? Plus, they have to add a little extra salt to make sure to preserve it. Salt's also a preserver in its own right. So when you think about that, yes, you could buy it in the store and it's pre-made. You can do it. But I wouldn't do that because I'm not guaranteed that they're not using bleached flour, and I have no guarantee if they're using just plain salt instead of iodized salt. So I'm going to make my own, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to be making 3 cups of it. So we're going to need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I would recommend using unbleached. And by the way, if you'd like to know where this big thing about bleached flour comes from, well, people sit there and they were baked. These go to bake sales and things where we go to, oh God, what do you call those places? Oh, come on, Sandra, you've been to 100 of them. It's where you take your cattle, and it's showmen and women do quilts and crafts, and they also do canning and stuff, and you win prizes on it. Oh, Sandy, you'll remember it the day I'll remember when I'm not on this video. I've done it, I've been in it, so I should know when it's out the door right now. What was I talking about? Flowers. Oh, the reason people use bleached flour is in these contests, they go for the whitest cake. And this goes back to our faith in Christ. He is a glowing light. He's bright. It means purity. We dress little girls when they go to be confirmed in white. They're pure. This goes all back to it. So the cake that's the whitest and the lightest is the reason we now sit there and do it. Another thing, when the Egyptian families learned how to mill, royal families learned how to mill the wheat and stuff from the white. They would eat the white flour, and where I'm going to use the word, don't get upset, the peasants and the poor, they were eating the brown flour, and they wanted to be like the wealthy. So hence everybody associates white flour as purity, the best and all, because Christ he was the first, so we want to be like him. So therefore, but when it comes to flours, what you're actually doing is you are depriving your body of a lot of nutrients that it needs. All right, so that's a semi-idea of why we look to white flour as being the best. So the whitest cake, when you cut it and it's light and it's airy and the bubbles are all perfect and it's so white, it gets first place. If a cake has some brewer's yeast in it and it's a little dull, or a little bit of brown from the wheat germ, oh, it's not as good. So it's a mindset that people think, and now society thinks that, and it's not so. The best would be the brown bread instead of the white bread. It's more healthy for you. So anyway, let's get this going. So like I said, I'm going to be using unbleached all-purpose flour. I don't think you're going to get in here. I'm going to need a smaller one. Dang. I think the 3rd cup would fit in there. It's a bit of a problem. You know, hold on. I just poured it into my canister to make it easy. Okay. Now, when I get in the kitchen, I am going to be a mess. Okay, we're done with this. All right, now we are going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon to each cup. Now, I am not going to use iodized salt. I'm going to use my salt mixture. And I'm going to blend it in because I'm going to make this nutritious. Now, in baking powder, like I tell you, I write things on little pads and stuff. I've got to learn to put my life together. 1½ teaspoons of baking powder per cup. So 1½ and 1½ that's a tablespoon. And then we'll get another 1½. Now you could mix this by sifting it, or you could do it with a spoon, but you've got to make sure that you get all of that mixed very well. This is why I'm using a food processor. But you could do it by spoon, you could do it by hand. If you're going to sift it, they recommend you sifting it 4 or 5 times to make sure you thoroughly get it mixed. So I'm just taking an easier route. And this is how you make your own self-rising flour. You control the flour, you control the salt, what kind of salt you're going to use, and you got the baking powder. That's it. And just think, they're making millions because people just don't want to take these few steps that they have to do. But when you take the steps, you take it away from them. Gonna make sure it's thoroughly mixed. And that's all you have to do. Just mark your jar as self-rising. So I've showed you how to make your own all-purpose, and it's as light as any of the flours that you buy out there, all-purpose. I've showed you how to make Bisquick. And now I'm teaching you how to make your own self-rising flour and make it as nutritious as you want. Now, if I wished, which I don't want to, but I could add some powdered milk and wheat germ to this. Then I wouldn't have to do any of that. I would already have it already mixed. Should we? No, not yet. Let me try it on my own before I tell you to do it. It doesn't work because I don't want you to waste. You know, I've already wasted. You know, I've thrown out 2 cinnamon raisin loaves first time I tried something, and I don't want you to do that. That's what I'm here for, to make all the mistakes. So you don't see them. So there is self-rising flour. It's easy to make. It's not difficult. And then that way, you can just sit there and control it. So a lot of the things that you're getting in the store, you can actually do on your own if you wished. And you could get away from the chemicals and the stuff that they use in it, and then you have control. And that's very important, that you control what's in that kitchen. Because if you trust the businesses, the only thing they're going to be concerned about is making the dollar bill and not your health. But you, having a family and not wanting to be sick and enjoying your life and your health, you have to take control. And this is the only way we can. So listen, take care. Bye-bye.